What is up, you guys? The Fallout What If here. And today I'm doing my What If Deku was the reincarnation of Guts. Now, it's been a while, but I kept listening to my video, and I actually liked it, and I can't believe I did not keep doing it. But that changes now. Today we're going to do part 4. Part 4, I hope. Now, where we were at last time, All for One lost to Deku. Deku became victorious. He survived hell. Let's see. He didn't survive actual hell, but you know what I mean. Not only that, Deku and the others are going to be in their own dorm rooms with... Well, let's just say this. When Deku goes into his dorm, and since Aizawa and All Might are, just like talking and all that stuff, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you two, how you doing?" And Aizawa's like, "Oh, doing well. We're doing well and stuff." But how should I say this? Well, Deku had to change and all that stuff. And since he's been living in the dorms for a while, since they were planning to do it anyway, they just started to build this thing, and it was already built. So he was like, "All right, I might as well try it out." So when that all happened, Deku just, how should I say it? Oh yeah. Deku, I don't really know how to say this. It's like, he lives there, he's already done, but all he does is just relax. Now that there's more people, he starts to set up and make it more, like, house-like. Just to, like, make sure all the, since he's technically been living there for a long time, he cleans, he cooks, he's pretty much doing his own thing, and, well, he makes a big meal for everybody that actually was able to get in there. So when that happens, they were all surprised and stuff. And he says, I don't know what to say, but I'm glad you're all here. I hope that all of you will accept this as a peace offering, or as a token of hospitality. And I'm not really good with talking about stuff like this, but yeah. So and then it's like Froppy just explains, like, oh, he's just being nice and stuff. He wants everybody to feel welcome. So yeah, after that, Deku just starts cleaning up after the mess. After an hour or so of everybody just eating and talking. Ah, boy, who's this? My family big butt session. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, this is just a PS. This is not my actual family. This is just a group that I just for some reason got pulled into. So anyway, after all that stuff happened, Deku, well, he started just cleaning and stuff. Todoroki and Froppy helped, and so did the others. And everybody started to show their rooms. And everybody thought that Deku's room was going to be like, oh, there's just so much blades, violence, gore. And all you just see is like a fake grass with rabbits eating like different foods and stuff, like some birds along the lines. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah. Just books and stuff. It looks peaceful. But then we get to the closet. That's when all the gore and all the violence comes in. All you see is like hanged, like skinned rabbits and all that stuff. How do I say it? Let's see. Knives that are still rusted from blood. family stuff right here. Educational stuff. Let's see, a harpoon gun. Nobody knows why he has it, he just does. All this fancy stuff. So, yeah, that all happens. And pretty much, well, Deku and the others start to do their actual hero course training. You know, they start to work under the Hero Society and all that stuff. And Deku is still paired up with Mirio. Oh yeah, and before we go on, the fight with the big three happens still. With Deku actually losing. And the reason why I say this is because when Deku was fighting, Deku did not use 100% because he didn't think it was worth it. Like, he didn't want to hurt his opponent. And Mirio actually proved himself worthwhile, actually pinning him down. And Deku actually, well, by technicality, he let him win in a way. Because he could have just, like, easily buffed up his muscles 100%, and basically the impact alone would have, like, close to him, would have been, like, at least painful, or something like that. But, you know, him being a good person, was like, tap, 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 I lost. There we go. So, Deku said, did all that. But, oh yeah, Mirio remembered it kind of differently, because he was trying to grab him from the front and try to, like, somewhat entangle him and try to choke him from the back, but he actually went and moved backwards, and then when he fell, all Mirio saw was the moment he was about to say, alright, I'm sure the big guy is going to loot. He automatically stops, and he just realizes that for some reason he could feel scars on his back and stuff. Not only that, when Deku looks around, looks behind him, Guts okay, so Guts looks at Mirio, and basically he looks like he's about to kill him, but he just taps out, and Mirio saw that. Nobody else saw that besides him, so he was like, oh wow, this guy is he's different. So yeah, a little bit right there, like, oh, okay, so I kind of lost, but I won in the very end. Not only that, Guts and Mirio have been, different. Hold on here. Anyway, so what does happen is Mirio and Guts basically go around and do what they were supposed to do in canon, but a little girl with bandages and white hair, and also a horn on her head, decided to pop out of the woodwork. But after all that, Deku walks up to the child and basically holds her and picks her up. Now, Koda was a different story, but with Eri sees that this guy is even more creepy, more dangerous. But she knows by even his hand, the way he grips her, the way he even stares her down, she sees that this man could kill her if he wanted to, leaving the notion that she thought that everybody is bad in the world, but except this guy is still being who he is. Now, what happens after that is, well, simple. Deku asks the child, where is her parents? Why is she here with bandages on her body? And then after that, all we see is Chisake, or Overhaul, right there, walking around. Deku grabbing Eri, setting her down. Eri saying, no, wait. And Deku looks straight at Deku looks straight at Overhaul, and Overhaul says, hello. I'm glad that you found my daughter. I was wondering where she was at. And Guts said, how weird that your daughter seems to be scared and with bandages on her. And this is when Chisake he says, well, she got into an accident. And this is when Deku just looks at him and says, with all these wounds on her, what kind of an accident was she in? And then Overhaul says, she was just in an accident that happened to be somewhere where he didn't know what happened. Her mother, basically found her and talked to them, and he still doesn't understand. Basically trying to lie. But this is when Guts is looking straight into his eyes. Overhaul has the eyes of a killer, and he knows this. He knows what that look is. No amount of training can take off the look of death. It will be found out one way or another just by human interaction. But after all that, Guts looks at her, and he looks straight at him. And, well, she basically goes with... Eri goes with Overhaul. Sorry if I keep hiccuping, I just ate right now, but, yeah. Guts basically was about to walk towards her, and she says that she'll be okay. It's alright. Which makes him even more mad, because he was about to just kill him the moment he turned his back on him. But after figuring out that everything isn't as it seems, he decided to let go. After that, Deku just gripped his hand on a metal pipe and just started to squeeze very hard. Not even trying to use 1%, not trying to use 100% of his power, not even using it. It just the pipe just gets squeezed, and all you see is a fist engraved into the metal. And even Mirio is kind of just freaked out a bit. Now, what does happen is Guts talks to what's it called? Guts talks to who? Oh yeah. Guts talks to the rest of the heroes, and then they try to start making their plans and all that stuff to fight Chisake. And what happens after that? Well, Deku, of course, gets ready for a battle, but he starts to go into his room. And this is when, well, Froppy and Shota are basically in animal suits. What do I mean by that? I mean one's a bunny girl and one's a freaking rabbit, or one's a rabbit girl and one's a cat girl. Anyway, they all start to do their thing and basically hug him and say if his day was alright. He says that it's not. And now this isn't normally something that they will do. Let me just tell you that right now. It's not something that they would do, but at the same time, Deku has gotten to the point to where he needs this right now. He needs this. As much as people may think, oh, that's weird, he needs to just be in a state of just letting go for us, even for an hour or so. He needs just to relax. Otherwise, he's just going to get more confused, more irritated, more angry. He will snap, and they do not need that at the moment. Now, what happens is, well, Guts basically holds the two, and they squeeze him with the opie, and basically brushing it on his face. And after that, well, let's see, Shota takes the lead by grabbing his hand and putting it through the suit to where he's holding on to something that is as squishy as a marshmallow, but as soft as a loaf of bread. Softer than a loaf of bread. And Asui starts to basically slide back and forth while being on Deku's leg. And these girls are just basically red. Like, they're red, like, they're passing out red. And then all you see is just people coming in and, like, knocking the door, and they're like, hey, Guts, hey, you want to talk for a while? We're kind of bored over here. And then all of them get under the covers, and Deku just says, I need to sleep for a while. Not making a good enough line, but a good enough line to where it's believable, at least passable. After that, basically, Deku feels another thing. Now, during his childhood, we all remember that Guts did not have the most pleasant life ever. But, oh boy. Guts did remember that a woman's touch was nice and it was gentle. As well as when it's the person that you care about doing it, it becomes more exhilarating. Not only that, with the whole fact that he feels it, and they are scared too, Deku just holds them, and they're all just basically cuddling. And then they're cuddling Guts' sword. His sword as well. Can't forget about the sword. And, well, things start to happen, and probably 15 minutes later of them just going on and on and on and on, like, what's called Shota messing with the temperature, and Sue with the tongue, and her slime, and after all that, it's basically, how do I say this? Guts is to the point of happiness when he basically explodes using a 100% smash. Just a tidbit of a little bit of happiness and fun. So after all that, Guts feels refreshed, even more powerful. The girls were saying, it wasn't bad at all. They liked it a lot. It was fun teasing him for a while, even if it was just for a while, because a battle was about to ensue very soon. The fight to take back Eri. And Eri will be taken care of. We will not let her fall to the hands anymore. she's adorable. I have sometimes I have cuteness syndrome, or you see like a cute little bunny or a kitten. I just want to hold it. It's so cute. Oh man, I'm weird. But after all that, after all the happiness and the fun times, Guts puts on his armor. He gets his weapons ready. He's not taking the armor with him because it kind of broke. See, he made the armor as well, using his weapons and all that stuff. But he made a new arm. And basically this arm has a grappling system. Where his hand will basically push out and grab anything or anyone. So when this happens, they all basically do their thing that they've done in the beginning, and they just storm the place, and they start fighting. They start fighting a lot of people. And Deku basically charging in, fighting and fighting and fighting. Oh yeah, and if you guys want to know about the Night Eye thing, Deku, all Night Eye kept seeing was just pitch black with just eyes staring at him, looking like anybody is just going to attack him at any second. So yeah, that whole situation, he doesn't talk to Night Eye as much, although he's talked to him before. He sees him as a cool person, and he's pretty proud of himself for taking the ball or whatever away from him. After all that, Deku goes and basically starts cutting down people. And when I mean cutting down, I mean they're like feeling pain. And he's not killing them, but he's wounding them. He's making sure not to kill them, because he's going to take out all of his pent-up energy and attack Chisaki, or as we all know, Overhaul. And he does. While fighting him, Deku basically lands a punch, and after that, the whole Muriel thing happens, and Deku uses 100% of his power and starts fighting Chisaki. But it's kind of weird. It's just weird right now, the fact that he's just like using it. I guess it's because it's taking up a lot of his energy. And the thing is, he's just like letting loose the energy, not concealing it within him to make sure the powers are even stronger, or the attacks are stronger. He's just letting it loose. And pretty much, Deku is just starting to take attacks, starting to attack him. And Deku, how should I say this? Deku is, what's the word? Oh yeah. Deku is pretty much starting to attack and freaking attack and attack and attack. And what happens next pretty much scars Deku again. He sees that freaking Todoroki is right there since she decided to fight with Deku. She gets slammed into a wall full of that has spikes hitting her on the side. Kind of like what happens with Night Eye, but with Night Eye, he basically got stabbed harder. She basically got wounded a lot, and Deku has gone into like full rage mode and basically started to punch down freaking Chisaki. Now, Chisaki basically grabs the two people for their powers, but what does happen is Deku is grabbing onto freaking Chisaki's arm, like one of his monster arms, and just starts attacking and attacking and attacking. Not only that, but Overhaul is slamming him down to the ground, and Deku punching back up, causing both of them to get hurt. But this is when Guts makes an ultimate move right here, which pretty much destroys a lot of the road, or not a lot of the road, but makes a huge crack on it. Basically, he grabs the hairs and starts piling it all together, and basically makes the blade to where it takes the right amount of shape, and he makes the most longest sword, probably as big as a football field, and he's pretty much trying to lift it. And this is when Chisaki says, "What are you going to do with that if you can't even lift it?" This is when Eri basically says that she wants to help out, and Guts is like surprised and saying, "Why would you help me out?" And she says, "Because you were trying to help me out." Hold on here. Guts is basically he's kind of moved upon this, and helping out a little child into being stronger as a human being makes him realize that it's the humanity that helps him out, even with that beast inside of him. Even if as it's roaring, there's a bit of hope in his heart saying that he will win. He knows he can win, but the fact that somebody's helping him out and just being kind to him, not only that, it's a complete stranger, and the person says that it gives them hope. The fact that he gives somebody else hope is all enough reason to make sure to kill this person. Now, this is when Deku just grabs the sword and basically starts lifting it with 100% of his power, saying that he's a little too weak right now due to the fact that it's a heavy weapon, and not only that, he's carrying it from the from one side only. Now, what happens is Eri basically, how should I say this? Sorry about that. Eri says that she will do her best to help him out, and she starts basically try to lift the sword with him, and she's trying so hard that her quirk awakens, and Deku was thinking to himself, "What is that? I heard about this quirk of yours from him." And basically, he remembers Overhaul saying that her abilities to rewrite, change time or something like that. I really don't know myself, but Deku pretty much starts holding it until he regains a little bit of energy, and he regains most of his energy, causing it to be fully charged, causing the blade to look even more blacker. And not only that, if I remember me saying this, I know what I remember saying. Everybody is in total awe and fear. This sword might hurt them, and their fear is charging up Deku's, body with pure dark energy, causing his body to harden up to create Black Guts. Guts Black. There we go. And it counts because there's a Goku Black, not Black Goku. There's technically a Black Goku, but the whole term of Dragon Balls is a different thing. So anyway, he grabs his sword and basically lunges it. Or not lunges it, he pretty much just slams it down on the other side, cutting off Chisaki's arms, and after that, him pretty much jumping up in the air with most of his might, and a lot of his might, with Eri on his back, holding on for dear life. But now it's not Mirio's cape that she's holding. It's the cape that's dark and that shows kind of crimson blackish, not signifying a dark villain, but showing an anti-hero like Guts. And Eri is pretty much happy for this, of saying that she can at least help him. And she doesn't care about her dying, she just cares about the person not harming anyone anymore. So he pretty much is all the way on top, and basically Guts is like on the air, and with the flick of his finger, or not a flick of the finger, with his arm, or his robotic arm, basically he just shoots out the freaking, what's it called? The grapple, pretty much holds on to Chisaki's creature's arm, and just lunges. And basically, the sword from the bottom basically is charging all the way straight through, cutting off Chisaki's other arms. Or monster arms. And then Deku, with his sword, picking it up with everything that he's had. Because it's a weird way to carry a sword. But he pretty much just lunges it, carving a hole in freaking Chisaki's body, and then pushing even faster and faster and faster, with Eri just pretty much telling Deku, like, just to go and push even harder, pretty much killing Overhaul. Now, All Might knew that this could have happened. After all, he failed. And not only that, she was also being tested on. That is something he cannot forgive himself. Even though he saved her, he has also failed her. In his mind, it's still kind of hard for him to take. So when everything is done, Shigaraki doesn't even have to kill him. He pretty much is just dead. After all that, Guts goes home with a new surprise visitor, Eri. Eri will be being taken care of by the heroes. That also includes Class 1A. Class 1A is going to be now the kids that will help out taking care of a little student. And that's pretty much it. Now, hopefully you guys like this. There'll probably be more along the way, but at this moment it's officially ended. The Guts What If. Now, how do I say this? It's not ended, but it's at the point where I just want it to like stop for a while until I think about something else. So this is canonically ended. There we go. Just know there'll be more Guts What Ifs soon, or not soon, but in the near future. So don't worry about it. He'll still be around. Hopefully you guys like a little bit of the sauce there. Yeah. Anyway, like, comment, do subscribe to the channel here, people. The follow.